Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I've got from our friends at Hunkydory Crafts for the love of stamps, a great collection of Christmas stamps, and these cute little essential tag pad. Look how thick this is. It's got so many tags in it. Perfect for all your Christmas gift giving tags. So I can't wait to show you what I did with them, so come play with us. So this first stamp set is called Mugs and Kisses, and it's got this adorable little mug for either hot cocoa or coffee. It's also got a cute little face to put on it, some whipped cream, some marshmallows, little steam swirlies, and of course all the little goodies with it. And I love that it's got all the sentiments with it. So sending you a cup of cheer, you melt my heart, and then mugs and kisses and warm wishes down at the bottom. So lots of opportunities there. And then we've got this beautiful Christmas angel. This one's Christmas blessings, hark the herald angels sing, and peace, love, and hope. And then this one is Essential Christmas Sentiments, which is a great name for it because it's got all these fantastic Christmas sentiments on here. Silent night, holy night, festive memories, to you and yours, believe in the magic of Christmas. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And of course, Merry Christmas and much, much more. And this essential tag pad has 100 different tags, or 100 same tags in it. I shouldn't say different. Look how thick that pad is. So I use these in a couple of different ways. So let's get right to it. I'm going to start with my first card, which uses this adorable little Mugs and Kisses stamp set. And also I worked in a tag. So for the background, grab this, I used Joyful Christmas cardstock in the 12 by 12, and this is fantastic for the holiday season and even after the holidays because it's got these great plaids. And Debbie and I just flipped over this one because it's just a nice basic set to have in your paper toolbox. So I used 2 of the plaids here, and then I used just across the edges here on either side, you know, those little scraps of Dazzle stickers that I have left over sometimes from this red one. This little scallop red one right there. Sometimes I have a little length left over, and so what I did is I took a little piece of it over here and a little piece of it over here. So reusing those little scraps, so don't just toss those out when you're snipping off little extra pieces, because sometimes you just need a little bit. So I recycled, let's see, we put that right there. And then for my tag, I actually just colored it a little bit. So let's grab one of these. They just peel right off. And I just added just a little bit of ink to my tag. It feels like I got more than one. These are nice and thick. Nope, that's just one. So I'm going to get out my little craft mat. And then of course I'm going to choose my ink. I used a nice brown, which is roasted coffee. And then for blender brushes, we have 2 different sets of blender brushes. So we have a set of 4, which goes down from a nice medium all the way down to the most tiny. And then we have these nice ones here and a set of 3 that have nice large ones. So I'm going to use this set. Okay, I like to use the other sets when I'm doing something, the black set, when I'm doing something a little more intricate. When I'm just doing a large sort of surface, these are really nice. So what we're going to do is just get a little color on here. Blot a little bit and like to start off from the edge. Rather, I like to start off sort of off the edge. And just color around, leaving the center sort of white. We don't need to add color in there. Oops. I got a little bit more not off the edge than I wanted. That's okay, we'll just make it a little darker. Okay. There we go. And of course, what I always say is make sure you clean off your blending brush immediately. I always kind of feel silly taking time to do this when we're filming, but man, I'll tell you, you get burnt once or twice by putting brown ink on something that's meant to be blue, and you'll do this too. All right, there we go. All right, so then once that's done, okay, I went ahead and then stamped my little steamy swirls right here. And then I went ahead and stamped all of the rest of the pieces on some Lightweight Essentials card block. This is from Hunkydory, and it is great for stamping. It has a really nice smooth surface to it. Sometimes you just use white cardstock that you have. It's just not perfect for stamping. So this is made for stamping. It's great stuff. And went ahead and stamped those on there, and then took my tiny little scissors. These are from Crafter's Companion, and all of these things, of course, you can find at Paper Wishes. And then I just cut out my mug, all right, and my little dollop of whipped cream there. And of course, I should mention before that, I actually colored them. You can color them after cutting them out, but I usually color them before. And so for the colors, I used for my mug, of course, Tri-Blend markers. So this one is dark red blend. And if you've never used a Tri-Blend marker, I'm just going to recycle this tag. There are 3 pens in one. This is the dark. And you just start with, some people like to start with the lighter color and blend to the dark. I like to start with the darker color and blend to the light. So, you know, whatever works for you. Then this is the medium color. My pen is drying up. I think I grabbed one of my older pens. You can always tell when they're starting to dry up when they squeak. I'll have to grab another one. All right, so that's the medium, and then we're going to go to the light. And with the light, I like to just go right back up into that dark color, into that medium, and then draw all that back down. And see, it gives you a really nice ombre look. So these pens are genius, and you can buy them individually, or you can buy them in big packs and collections. So pick some of those up if you're into coloring. Now, of course, I should mention what I like to stamp with before I color them. And alcohol-proof dye ink. So this is Finesse by Spectrum Noir, and they, of course, Spectrum Noir makes the Tri-Blend markers, so they've made great ink pad to go along with that. And I love that it's just alcohol-proof dye ink. So you don't have to question whether or not you can use that with your alcohol pens. So that's just kind of a no-brainer there if you're new to coloring. And then Memento Tuxedo Black is also a water-based ink pad, and I love this one myself. It stamps beautifully. So both of these are water-based ink, which means that they will wash off easily with just water, and they do not react with the alcohol ink, so they are not going to bleed and run together. So that's really important to note. All right, so once again, did my mug using the red, did my cute little heart using light green. So we've got this light green Tri-Blend. I also did the cookie with that. And then after I was done, I took this great little brush. This is called, let's see what this is called. I had to write it down because I was name wrong. This is the Clear Sparkle Brush Pen. I always want to call it a glitter pen because that's what it is, but we have it listed under Clear Sparkle Brush Pen. And what you're going to do is, ooh, some of my little, see that? Some of my little brushes came popping up there. All right, so anyway, you're just going to squeeze out some of this, and it's just this lovely, clear, sparkly ink. You can just rub right on there and look at the shimmer, you guys. And then you can just do that on the little green part of your cookie. And it just adds such a nice little sparkle. And because it's clear, you can do that on anything. You can just, it doesn't matter what color. That's just a great little tip. Oh, I also added it at the top with the little swirls. Look at that. Here we are. Just some little surprise. I'm going to add some on here too. I just can't have enough sparkle. There we go. All right. So then, what else should I mention? Oh yeah, my little whipped cream. For the whipped cream, I used, where is it? I used this gold brown blend pen, and it has this darker color here and the lighter color. I used the lightest color, and I just sort of went on the little indentations, the little folds of the whipped cream, just a little bit. And I did the same to the marshmallows, I didn't want to leave them white, so I just added a little toastiness to the marshmallows, which my daughter asked me as I was doing that. She said, "Are you making toasted marshmallows?" And I hadn't thought about it, and I thought, oh, maybe I should have colored them with a little bit of gray. But I do like the warm color of the golden brown. And then for my little candy cane, of course, used the red blend for that as well. And what's cute about this little cookie is I just took a 1/8 inch hole punch. And if you can see here on the stamp, it has a little hole in the center of it. And I just punched a hole and then just threaded the candy cane right through there. So that was fun to use. And then for my little bow at the top, I'm trying to find my, here we go. I used the 1/8 inch, or 1/4 inch glimmer ribbon kit. So we've got this cute little bow at the top. All right, so I wanted to show you other ways you could use all the little goodies that come with that stamp set. So here I just sort of did some random stamping. This is a 5 by 5 inch easel card. Step that right up, just like that. And so everybody gets to enjoy the goodies. That's really cute to just set on your desk. It gives you a little holiday cheer if you're at work. So I have a 5 by 5 inch card also available from Hunkydory that you can get here at Paper Wishes. And then what I did is I opened it with a fold at the top and I scored it at 2 1/4 inches, so it's just the halfway mark. And then you're folding that down, okay, so that it has a nice fold. And that's the fold right here, okay? And then what you do is you go ahead and you make your little square topper here. And for this one, I went ahead and used my Hunkydory lightweight essential stamping paper or cardstock, and I cut that down to probably 4 3/4 inch. Just did my random stamping. Then I matted that on a 5 by 5 piece of red glitter cardstock, and then I glued that just to the bottom part of this fold, right there, so that it props up and is like an easel. It's not glued down. And then on the inside, just a little bit of stamping there. Took one of those great sentiments from the Essential Christmas stamping, and then added some little red glitter glue dots there too. And then I needed something to prop this up, so I just took a little bit of this lime green wonderful glitter cardstock, just took a strip of it and put some foam tape under there so that it gave me a nice little buffer there, or just something to prop that up on. Now for foam tape, we have a couple different varieties, but my favorites are these little individually cut squares. There's 400 on this little sheet, which I've already started to use. We also have this giant roll of foam tape, and this one is 50 feet or 150 yards, and that's what I used for this one. It has a nice 1/2 inch wide thickness there. So I cut this to just a little over 1/2 inches wide, and then just took a nice long strip of that and just propped that right up like that. And then on the front, use that Essential Christmas Sentiments again with a little bit of velvet shimmer ribbon, which I love. All right. So let's see, what else have I got? Oh yeah. So you guys, this one is the sweet little angel. Ooh, we're super blurry. Maybe we can zoom out a little bit, Steve. Yeah, what's going on? Okay, there we go. So we've got this sweet little angel. This is on a slimline card, so this is 3.5 by 8.5. And for this one, I really loved the Hark the Herald Angels Sing sentiment, and used that right here and just randomly stamped that. Now I love using my Misty stamping pad, so my platform rather. So if you're new to stamping and you've been kind of, well, what should I use? If you like using the stamping blocks, you may be frustrated with the fact that sometimes you stamp an image and it hasn't quite connected all the way with the paper, and then you have to try to line it up with your clear stamping block, and it's just, ugh, it only works about 1/3 of the time. So Stamping platform, the way to go. And this one is the Misty, which we sell at Paper Wishes and we love. So hey, Christmas is coming. If you're a new stamper and you don't have one of these yet, put that on your list for sure. So I've got my image stamped right here, which I used with the Misty. And you can see here that I cut this out. I want to do a little demonstrating with some color. So let's see, I used my light pink for this one. And what I did was, once again, I like to start off with the darker shade. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to kind of outline the dress, just like that. And then the folds in the dress and the lines. Maybe we can zoom in again, Steve. And the lines here. We want to color the inside of the sleeve darker. All right, and then a little collar, and then those little folds around the collar, and those lines on the sleeves, just like that. And then we're going to switch to the medium. Go up here on the shoulders, darken that in a little bit. All right, get a couple more of these little, I think we're going to do, yeah, let's do these. All right, and then I'm just going to color the rest of it in using the light shade. And then I get questions actually quite often about how you're coloring, how I color in the flesh tones. And because they're all shades of flesh tones, there you go. I'm not going to color down the skirt, but you get the idea. So because they're all shades of flesh tone, that's a little bit of a tricky question. So let's see, fair skin, here we go. I'm going to do this one in the fair skin. And it's got 3 different shades, okay? And if you want to make that darker, you can always go to one of the darker colors, like the golden brown, and add that as well. And so we're going to go ahead and just use the fair skin. And I'm going to color her face. And what I like to do is use the darker shade kind of at the side of her face, and then on just one side of the neck. And then I'm going to take, the lightest shade, and I'm just going to color in the entire face with this light shade, kind of going into the darker one. And then we're going to go back to the medium color. Just add a little bit more color across the bridge of where the nose, she just has a little kind of a slash or a dot for a nose. But especially getting those cheeks. All right, oh, let's do the hands as well. We'll just do that medium tone. Go. All right. So then on this one, I colored the wings with a ice gray blend. So we want to go a medium shade with this, and I'm just going to go kind of outlining, not all of the little creases in the feathers and all of the little separation there, all those little lines. And then I'm going to go right to the light. And there's some stars on this, so we want to go around the stars. Get under that hair. And then I'm just sort of blending in that medium shade with the light. And then when I'm done with this, I'm going to return to my sparkle brush. Before I do that, I'm going to add, this is Citrus Blend for the stars. I'm going to take the medium color, just kind of go in and you just color in these little yellow stars. That. Okay, now I've got my sparkle brush. And for the sparkle brush, oops, coming undone. There we go. For the sparkle brush, I just like to add a little bit of glitter on the wings. Just that shimmer. You don't have to cover the whole thing. And then all of the stars get a little bit of shine and sparkle. Even the ones up around here. Unless you're cutting it out, then you don't need to do that part. Okay? You can see it on this one because it's still wet. There we go. All that sparkle. And then when I cut this out, you guys, because it has all of these little stars, I wanted to mention that I just started cutting like this, and then I went around the little stars that are connected or along the edge of the dress and along the edge of the wings. And you'll notice I'm keeping my scissors in one line, and then I'm turning the paper and kind of not using the tip, sort of using the center part, sort of the jaws of the scissors. And if you're doing some intricate cutting, I find that that's just the way to go pretty quickly. All right. So then, let's see what else. I took oh, I forgot to grab it, my light pink ink pad, which is like a shimmery pink ink pad. And I will put that in the supplies used below our video. And I just edged my card with pink ink. And then I used these thin line pearl and pastel dazzle stickers. And I just used these beautiful pink, kind of a purpley pink ones right there, along the top and the bottom edge. Oh gosh, you know, I didn't even realize till just now that my stars, I did not color them yellow, I colored them blue. That is funny. I did color them yellow on this tag. So for this tag, I did a little bit of different coloring on this. I used coral blend for the robe. I used ice blue for the wings, and then didn't color them in all of the way. I did use yellow citrus blend for those stars. And then I used the golden brown for the hair. And then across the tag, I just took a strip of the coral color from the gingham number 2 6x6 papers, just a little strip of coral. And then I took the peachy coral dazzle stickers. These are fantastic fancy border pearl and pastel dazzle stickers. They have these beautiful lacy, I'm looking for the coral ones, the beautiful lacy borders. Coral. There we go. In here. Use those at the top and the bottom of that gingham. And then when I cut out my angel, I just foam taped that. And then put a little strip of the coordinating cardstock, the gingham number 2 cardstock, and then stamped that with Love at Christmas from this set. And then threaded my top there with just a little blue crepe ribbon, and then added, here's where I got the blue ribbon. This is the teal aqua ribbon set. And I just wanted to really pick up that blue in her wings. And then I used a little bit of yellow jute twine and just tied that, once I threaded that blue through there, tied that right there. And then this would just be a lovely, I didn't stamp the back of this one, but it'd be a lovely gift tag. So I did stamp the back of this one. So we've got our cute little mug with the face on it. And of course I stamped the back of that, so it just needs your signature. And for this one, I returned to the Joyful Christmas 12x12 cardstock with that wonderful, used this red plaid. Took a little bit of that red glitter cardstock, just a strip of it. That's why I never throw any of these scraps away. Hold on to all your scraps for the glitter. Put that across there, and then when I cut out my little guy here, went ahead and stamped the mug, stamped that cute little face on there, and then I wanted to leave it white, but instead of it just being plain white, because I kind of thought it was like a little bit of a snowman, you know, with his carrot. So I used Arctic Mist ink pad, and what I did is I just took that ink pad and I just inked just the left side. Actually, I shouldn't say just the left side. I did do a little bit on the handle, like that. All right, and then I went ahead and I took the light pink, the lightest shade of the light pink, and I colored in those cute little cheeks, made them look a little rosy. And then I took the orange here, and I did sort of the medium for the orange. And I just colored the base of that nose. And then it was a little dark. There wasn't quite the lightest shade, so I took the medium coral and blended that in with that orange. Wouldn't be too dark. And if you'll notice here, I like foam taped some little marshmallows there. Those I did shade with a little bit of gray, that light gray, ice gray. Ice blue, ice gray blend, which I also took the lightest shade on this, yep, and just went over these little bits right there. And then also there on the mug rim. And then for this one, I just took a little oval of that great paper using the 12 oval and scallops cutting dies. You can see these just went crazy in the package. And foam taped my little mug there, and then just added a great little bit of red baker's twine, which you can get in our red ribbon set collection. So a great little thing to hang from your gift bag at Christmas. All right, you guys, so we've got a great money saver on this collection. And if you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page, then definitely check us out. It's on the right-hand side. Check out that money saver. And below the webisode page, you will see we have a products used list. And if you look at that, you can see, shop all the items individually, check out all my tools and the brushes and things like that. And then we also have a photo gallery with all of our supply lists. You can figure out exactly what colors I used on which projects. And if you're watching us on YouTube, we haven't forgotten about you guys. In the description box below the video, there is a link that will take you to our Paper Wishes webisode page where you'll see everything I just mentioned. And hey, subscribe. You can subscribe at paperwishes.com and YouTube. And make sure you give us a like. It really helps people find us. So thanks for joining me today.